Book of Heaven, Volume 20, February 11th, 1927. Wherever the divine will reigns, Jesus places the strings of his attributes in order. How he must be able to say, as I was in my usual state, my adorable Jesus made me see many strings in my interior, one close to the other, starting from a sphere which was in the middle of these strings. Under this sphere it was empty, and in that empty space there was my sweet Jesus, who very often touched those strings and played, but in such a harmonious and beautiful way that it cannot be described. Then, after he played his little sonata, he said,
"My daughter, these strings are symbol of the soul in whom my will reigns. I myself delight in forming them and arranging them all in order. Look at them, how beautiful they are. Each string has its distinct color, invested with light, in such a way that all together they form the most beautiful rainbow, all radiant with light. But do you want to know why each string has its distinct color? Because each one of them symbolizes one of my divine qualities, that is, my attributes. So I placed everything in order, the string of love, the string of goodness, the string of power, of mercy, of strength, of wisdom, of purity, in sum, everything. I have not excluded even the string of justice. So, when I want to love and be loved, I touch the string of love. Oh, how sweet is its sound, soft, penetrating, delightful, such as to shake heaven and earth, investing the inmost fibers of all the beings in which my will reigns. And I love and am loved, because its sound draws and enraptures everyone to love me, and I myself, enraptured by my own love and put out oceans of love. This sound is so melodious as to make me tolerate everything and bear the great evils of the poor world. This sound makes me move on to touch the string of goodness, and this sound calls the attention of all to receive the goods that my goodness wants to put out and give to creatures. Speaking voices can be heard in this sound. It makes all stand at attention. Sounds of surprise, of admiration, in hearing, in this sound of voices, the goods which I want to give. This sound, while making me put out my goods, disposes the creatures to receive them. Therefore, every time I want to place one of my attributes in office, I touch the string that belongs to it, and I place it in attitude. But do you know why I have disposed all these strings in you? Because wherever my divine will reigns, I want to find all of myself and all the things that belong to me, in such a way that whatever I do in heaven, I must be able to do in the soul, in whom my supreme fiat dominates and reigns. I must have my throne, my melodies, so as to be able to vibrate the sound of mercy to convert souls, the sound of wisdom to make myself known, the sound of my power and justice to make myself feared. I must be able to say, "Here is my heaven."
After this, I was doing my round in the creation, and while impressing my I love you on each created thing, I asked that, by virtue of that divine will which preserves them beautiful and whole, the kingdom of the supreme fiat might come upon earth. But while I was doing this, I thought to myself, created things are inanimate, therefore they do not have the virtue of asking for a kingdom so holy. But while I was thinking of this, my beloved Jesus came out from within my interior and told me,
"My daughter, it is true that created things are without soul. However, inside each one of them runs the life of my will, and only by virtue of it do they maintain themselves beautiful, just as they were created. Now, created things are all noble and queens, all belonging to my royal family, and by virtue of my will which animates them, and of the acts which my will exercises in them, they have the right to ask for the coming of my kingdom, because it is also their kingdom. In order to ask, with right, for the coming of the kingdom of the divine fiat, it is necessary to be one from our family, in whom our will has its first place, its throne, its life. This is why first I made you be born in it, so that it might have its rights of paternity over you, and you might have the rights of daughter, in order to have the rights to ask for its kingdom, and not you alone, but also by virtue of all created things, that is, of all those innumerable acts which our will exercises in all creation, to ask that our kingdom and yours may come. My daughter, who can aspire to have the right to be king, if not a son of king? Even more, everyone sees in him the right that the kingdom will be his. But if they see a servant, a peasant, aspiring to it, who does not belong to the royal family, and says that he has the right to be king and that the kingdom will be his, this one is considered insane, and he deserves all mockeries. In the same way, one who wanted to ask for my kingdom, but my holy will did not reign in him, being in the condition of a servant, does not have the right to ask for my kingdom. And if he asks for it, it is without right and a simple way of speaking. Now suppose that a king had as his children hundreds, thousands of children, all belonging legitimately to his royal family. Do all of them not have the right to occupy noble positions, not unseemly to their status, and to say, "The kingdom of our Father is our kingdom, because we carry his royal blood in our veins"? Now, in all creation, in the children who will belong to the kingdom of the Divine Fiat, will flow, more than blood, the life of it, which will give them the right to belong to the royal and celestial family, in such a way that all will be kings and queens. All will occupy noble positions, worthy of the family to which they belong. Therefore, created things have more right that the kingdom of my will come, because they are all daughters of heaven, and are the acts of my very will which asks for it in them, than creatures themselves, who by doing their will have reduced themselves to the condition of servants. Therefore, when you, in the name of the heavens, of the sun, of the sea, and of all other created things, ask for the coming of the kingdom of my eternal fiat, you force my will itself to ask for the coming of its kingdom. And do you think it is nothing that a divine will prays in each created thing as you impetrate its kingdom? Therefore, continue and never draw back. Even more, you must know that it is my will itself that puts you on the way in all creation, to have its daughter together with it in all of its acts, to make you do what it does and wants from you.
Thank you for being a part of our community here at Divine Will app. If you enjoy listening to Jesus' lessons on how to live in the divine will, please give this video a thumbs up. Your likes help us reach more souls yearning to live in the kingdom of the divine will. We'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections, so drop a comment below. Your insights not only enrich our community, but also inspire others on their spiritual journey. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By joining us, you're helping to spread the news of the kingdom of the divine will, so that together we can bring his kingdom to reign on earth as it is in heaven. In the divine will, always.